how concerned are you about climate change?
Very concerned. This is, Canada talks a lot about changing something and does not contribute. And we live in this province of Alberta, which is, very much built on the oil and gas industry, but that's a dinosaur industry. And unfortunately, we really have to change. And we really are lagging behind in Canada. And you see the changes in the weather, these extreme weather events that are happening. That is a lot to do with the real climate change that's already happening. And people who live up north in the Arctic already know that for a long time.
Not too concerned. It's an issue that needs to be fixed, but it's a long way from being fixed.
Well, I'm in political science, so a lot of my papers are about climate change. It's not something taken seriously by those in charge. And unfortunately, it's the kind of thing that citizens, everyday people, reap the consequences of it. So yeah, it's definitely something we need to start taking seriously.
Climate change is an ongoing issue that generations to come will have to deal with. Right now, if we're not doing our part to cut greenhouse gas emissions and whatnot, we're not going to have a sustainable future. We won't be able to continue on with the lifestyles that we do have. And there will be worse consequences that we're seeing right now. You can even see the effects of climate change in my own lifetime, in our winters and summers and stuff like that, and it's very concerning, and I think it should be taken more seriously than it is right now.
I find it to be a very dire situation, and if the people who are in charge of these things do not step up soon, we're quite screwed, aren't we? And something has to be done soon for anything to change at all.
I'm hugely concerned about climate change. My partner is actually an environmental sociologist, and one of the key elements that he's been looking at is climate change as well. So I'm well informed about climate change, and it's one of the things that I feel very strongly about because I have children. We want to leave a better life for our children. We cannot do that if we don't address issues around climate change.
I suppose I am, in a rather vague sort of way. I know that there's way too much stuff coming out of the buses. God help me that I have to say it. but I know there's a lot of crap in the air, and we've got to do something. I mean, you have to give this a second thought. This is our only world we've got.
And I learned about it a lot in university, but I didn't realize that it was as bad as it is now. So I guess I am concerned about it because if I have children soon, I want them to live in a world where the air is healthy and they can do the things that they love.
I would say I'm moderately concerned. I think I do believe in climate change, but I also believe in a more kind of thought through way of managing it versus rushing into quick solutions that have their own problems.
What's going to be left? What's going to be left for our children and their future and their future children. So pretty scary.
How about yourself? Are you concerned about climate change?
I am. I think I'm more concerned at the fact that, what can we be doing? We do a lot, in our family, recycling, separating our garbage, but really what change can we make at our level, and what difference is that really going to make until those bigger businesses and companies really do change their ways, what can we be doing? So
I am quite concerned about climate change. Though I'm over 70, I'm probably not going to see a lot of it. I think of my grandchildren who will have to deal with most of it. And I believe in many ways my generation has contributed more than they should have.
I think climate change is definitely a concern. It's something that we need to address. There's been research that shows that we might soon be at the point of no return, and that's something that we should take into account. But at the same time, it's not a very tangible thing in the short run, so a lot of people don't seem as concerned as maybe they should be. I might be one of those people as well. There are times where I'm more empathetic with the situation than other times, but yeah, concerned for sure.
The ice is going to melt and the seas are going to rise and drown us all. Luckily, I don't think I'll live that long, but some of my descendants probably will.
And it's everything from the communities in the Arctic being affected with the reduced ice melt, islands in the tropical waters disappearing, the impact on biodiversity. Yeah, there's a million reasons it's important.
Extremely concerned about climate change. It's happening, it's real. Politicians aren't doing nothing about it. They're just staging these events that do nothing and mean nothing.
I'm very concerned about climate change because as an Indigenous person from the Arctic, I see how climate change is affecting my village, my people, and it's very serious. It's the most pressing issue that we face right now. We have to reevaluate our fascination with fossil fuels and extraction industries, and our children is going to make a new day. They won't stand for just standing around and watching what we do. Our kids will be different. So I have a lot of hope in the future. A lot of these kids today won't stand for what we accept as normal.
As you can see, a lot of weather effects happening, a lot of storms, forest fires, the most important. Probably we can see it during the summer everywhere, a lot of smoke. And from my native city, from Russia, there is also a problem there. So it's a global problem of the whole earth. And I'm pretty much concerned, yes.